Hey guys, Sure Shot Midget here. So I have a AR to do a video on. So this is a friend of me and my brother's, and he just put it together as a total custom build. So basically, let's just get into the parts. Basically, let's just start off with a lower receiver because that's the actual firearm. So this one is a Palmetto State Stealth lower receiver, which basically means it's blank. It has pretty much no markings. You just got the standard Palmetto State markings. It's very plain. Can you see it? It just says PA15 right above my finger, right above the serial number. I actually have the same lower receiver on my AR pistol, and it's just fine. I've had no problems with Palmetto States. Now, this lower receiver was only 200 bucks. It did come with a basic stock, basic grip. I purchased the same thing, actually the same time he got this one. We both got one. And I'm going to get mine laser engraved. Not sure if he ever wants to do that with this, but since it's completely blank, you have the option to do that. And I kind of like that. The upper receiver was also purchased complete, other than the bolt carrier and charging handle. Those came separate. So he got a complete lower, complete upper, and he changed things out. That's not a bad way to build a rifle. Buy, two complete components, basically an upper, a lower, and you can add on the accessories and the internals, like the bolt, and you can choose your charging handle. So let's just start talking about the itty bitty pieces real quick. So on the back of it, this is came from Optics Planet, he said. I'm not 100% sure what brand it is. It's got a horse on it, logo. If anybody knows, can you see it? Is it focused? Yeah, should be. It's just a horse logo. Not sure what brand. Sorry, didn't catch the brand. I probably should have. I can't look it up because I'm filming with my phone. Apologize, guys. It's a very, very thick rubber pad, though. It's like a squishy, so very comfortable to hold. Now, the person that owns this is very tall, like twice as tall as me. He's a big dude. So a 16-inch rifle was pretty much the best idea. Not only that, but this rubber pad really helps kind of give some more space on the back of the stock. So honestly, when I fire the gun, it's either going to be in this position or one in, because just how thick the stock is. Now him, I think he pulls it out to like here. He still needs it out that far because he's a big dude. Obviously a standard buffer tube. It is staked, the castle nut, in 2 spots. I noticed that with my lower as well. Palmetto State, it looks like they consistently stake in 2 different spots because my stealth lower has the same thing, and that's a good idea in my opinion, because I don't want this to move. So moving forward to the receiver, again, it's Palmetto State lower. The upper is B Kings, I think was the actual company. It does have a basic charging handle. Nothing special there, just mil spec. The bolt carrier, I think it's Palmetto State. It's just an unmarked one that was purchased separately. I'm pretty sure I sent him the link to this one. Worked just fine. It does need cleaned. We shot about, 200 rounds probably through this, maybe 300 total between a couple of us shooting, getting it sighted in and everything. Seems to be holding up just fine. A tool steel case, 55 grain. Now, while I have it open here, you can see we have an upgraded trigger. So this is the Palmetto State 3.5 pound straight trigger. Pretty nice, about 120 bucks or so. Fantastic trigger for the price. Absolutely great. I've shot 2 of these in 2 different guns, and it's fantastic. And then it's got a Magpul K grip, or MOE. It says MOE over here. K grip. which is actually pretty small. It's nice. As soon as I picked this up, I was like, wow, that's really comfortable. Now, it's more straight-ish as well. I think the grip that I have on both of my ARs are a little bit straighter. Now, the optics on here are pretty nice. So we got the SIG Romeo. Can you read it? Romeo MSR is what they call it. 6 hour, of course. And then this one right here is the Juliet 3 Micro. It is a magnifier, of course. It does flip to the side. You have to use a button. Push the button in, and you like swing it. It's got tension to it too, so it will lock into place. And then you will have full view of the regular red dot. Now, when we shot this, I'd say we tried it about 150 yards, I would say, is where we actually realistically sighted it in. We did push the target back to like 250 yards, maybe 300 out there, and couldn't hit it too consistently. You know, you can't really see where the rounds are hitting, and at that range, your dot pretty much covers up the whole steel plate. So it's hard to hit at that distance. But then we brought it back to 150, roughly, yards, and actually sighted it in there, and it was pretty consistent. We have a M-LOK rail system. As you can see, it's got the M-LOK logo. It's pretty long, I would say 14 inches, definitely. Very nice. There are rail covers on the side. They are rubbery. They're not plastic. I don't know what brand they are. I didn't link them to him, so it was totally on his accord, and I had to say, good choice. Not only is it pretty comfortable to hold, it'll also keep your hands from burning, one, and two, I noticed just by setting the rifle up, you know, when you're out on the field, you know, shooting, this thing is concrete that my phone is sitting on, and, you know, you don't want to scratch your rifle, so you can set it up against the concrete there, and it won't scratch anything because it's on the rubber. See, it's not metal. So you can, like, set it up against something and not worry about scratching your metal. So that's awesome. It kind of protects the rail a little bit. The bottom is clear, so he obviously didn't get any for the bottom. Probably should get some for the bottom, but I believe he's going to be putting a vertical foregrip on here. That was the last thing he was going to purchase. He probably already purchased it. It might be on the way. But I definitely recommend something on the bottom of here. If he doesn't want a grip of any kind, throw some of these covers on there. But when I was shooting it, it did get hot, and I felt the heat from the bottom. The barrel here is a 5.56 NATO 1-in-7 twist, so he can shoot 5.56 and 2.23 through it. The ammo that we were shooting, he was using American Eagle brass case, 55 grain, and it shot fantastic out of this gun. Full power, everything. Now, I ran quite a bit of steel case. That's what I shot. I brought some steel to shoot through it, because if it doesn't take steel, it doesn't deserve brass. So I shot about 100 rounds out of this, steel case only, and didn't have a problem. It ran fine. Now, when he was shooting it, the owner, we did have one malfunction with the gun. Basically, the cartridge, the extractor ripped the rim of the case off. Now, that shouldn't happen. That should not be happening. Steel cases are typically harder. I was kind of surprised. With brass is typically when you would, you know, like rip the back of the casing off and the extractor can't grab it. So, living on a farm, there's 22 cleaning kits. So he went and grabbed a 22 cleaning kit, and I just slammed it in there, and the casing came out. Because I sat there and I even mortared it and tried to get it out. Didn't work. I'm not gonna like stick a knife in here and scratch everything up. I was just like, you gotta have a 22 cleaning rod somewhere. Of course he did. So I popped it out and then shot probably another 140 rounds through the gun, and no malfunctions after that. So there was one failure to extract, and I had to pop the casing out. I blame the round on that. That is not this gun's fault. The muzzle device on here is a, it came from eBay. I'll show you it up close. It's got ports on the sides and the top. The bottom is closed. Now, not a whole lot. You see that? It's kind of small. So I don't know if this is kind of probably flash hiding capability and like a muzzle brake, because it's supposed to shoot the gas up into the sides, which theoretically should push your gun down, which is the goal. You want it to kind of sit in your shoulder instead of up. Rise. You don't want muzzle rise. And ARs really don't do that unless you take the muzzle brake off entirely and shoot it with nothing on the front of the gun. It'll probably, you know, go up a little bit more, you'd notice. And that was like a $30 part. Also, for those that, you know, watch my videos regularly or whatever, I built a 1022 Ruger pistol, and I used the same muzzle brake on that gun that he got for this. I sent it to him. It was a good price. It's like 25, 30 bucks shipped, and it looks pretty cool in my opinion. And on the 22, it's just for looks. On this, it's actually effective. So it did seem to smooth out when I first handled it. It was a little dry. I don't think he lubricated it much. He probably kind of just slapped the parts in. Not much play. And the reset is super short. I do have a video on this trigger, a review on my channel about a year ago. 3 Magpul 30 rounders, which are very reliable mags. Thank you for watching. Hope you enjoyed this video, and I'll see you in the next one. All right, so I got 20 rounds of just Wolf steel case, 55 grain. I'm about 140 yards, 150 yards away from the target now, so I moved back. I'm gonna try the magnifier on here.